it's a different feeling. When you come in as an opposing coach on the sideline at Auburn, it's really unusual. It's a strange feeling. It's the best way that I can describe it. But I'm glad to be back. It's been a long time, and I'm really appreciative to Bruce for coordinating this thing, because he's the one that reached out this summer for a reunion. And I told him at the time, I just didn't know if I was ready to come back. And his basic statement was, the people want you to come back and your players need you to come back. You've done too much and you need to get involved. So I did, and I asked him, I said, now, I'm going to come back because I'm pulling for you, but it will help my program if you play. And we'll come to our place. And he did that, didn't flinch. So it's a win-win no matter what, no matter who wins the game. The fact that Bruce has reached out, I feel good about coming back in. We'll try to win this game. Been in this situation before. Played Clemson. Clemson did the same thing. We played them, and it's a different feeling. But a lot of people here. I mean, it's good seeing you guys, but there's a lot of memories, and they're in the past. But when you do that, it's about the journey. And the friends that I've made at Auburn, my gosh, there's still. I know there's going to be a lot of them here tomorrow. I run into Cliff dwellers all the time. I ran into one in Chattanooga last week. Seeing the fans, seeing the friends, and I know there's going to be former players and coaches. That's what it's all about. I know that Auburn had a very positive impact on my life, and I hope that I have done the same thing in making an impact on people's lives, because all you can do is love, care, and serve. And I did love this university. I did care about it, and I did serve it. And if you can go through life and say that you've done that in a way that is fulfilling, then I think life is well served. So that's my feeling. I'm really wanting the game to get started so that we can kind of get through these feelings and get through the emotions. But it is good to be back. But our focus is to come in here and try to win the game. It'll be hard. I think Bruce is really going to turn this thing. And the reason I say that is because, number one, he's got a lot of energy. I can see it when I talk to him and visit with him. He plays a style of game that we used to play when those championships were here. He's pressing, he's doing things to try to get possessions from those teams like Kentucky and people like that are going to come in here and have all the All-Americans. So he's going to bring that style of play that fans like. Fans are going to like him, and he's going to get people involved, and he's going to recruit. So if you do that, it's good. I want to see it turn back. I mean, the thing that I look back is when we left the program, from 99 to 04, there was an SEC championship, 3 NCAA tournaments, 2 Sweet 16s, and I will say this, and it means a lot. The team we had coming back is probably my most talented team. We had Tony Douglas, who ended up in the NBA. We had Dwayne Curtis, who ended up being an all-SEC player. We had Marco Killingsworth and Lewis Monroe, who started at Indiana. We had Brandon Robinson, who went pro, and I could go on and on. But that team may have been my most talented team. I say that because I really felt for them when the end came. And I felt for the Auburn program because I thought that it was a stronger program. Having said that, the last 10 years have been a slide. And when you put a lot into the program and you see all the money put in the facility, all the money that they've paid these coaches, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. It's been bad business. no matter how you cut it, it's been bad. But it's time to change that. And I think Bruce will change that. So I'm here for Bruce. I'm here for Auburn. I'm here to come back, but I'm here to win. And very thankful for the 10 years that I had the opportunity to coach Auburn.
Cliff, just talk about the emotions of winning the SEC championship here. What that was like. It
was one of euphoria. Everybody in the world was here. It was a game in which you knew that it had been so long since a regular season championship. The hardest championship to win is a regular season. You go through a 16, 18, I don't know how many they're playing now, but you go through that race and you win it in the regular season, you win it outright. That is a hard, hard grind. The thing that excited me was the way we had 6,000 Cliff Dwellers. This place was sold out. 6,000 Cliff Dwellers were in this place. We had a team that won, and you'd have to go back and look it up, but the average win was something like 18 points a game. Auburn, now you can see that at Kentucky, but to win the SEC and win by an average 18 points a game, that's a memorable year. They were #1 seed, so they became a #1 team in the country through a seed. Without question, it's the most powerful team that Auburn's ever had. And I will say this, and I hope it's Bruce, the next guy that wins the regular season championship, I will kiss his ring, because I know how hard it is. And I think people that have been associated with the program know how hard it is. It's a hard task. But euphoria would be the best word to describe it. There's just not a feeling that was like it. To see those nets cut down, to see this place all on board, it was just a magnificent, magnificent feeling. It was the highest of highs. But there were a lot of great moments. You know, that's one, but I won't forget Lance Weems getting 37 or whatever points against Arkansas right off the bat in that first year, and that team going to the NIT. I won't forget the Marquise Daniels team, the last NCAA tournament team. Syracuse won the national championship. We lost by 1. If it had been 30 more seconds, we were in Syracuse backyard. If it had been 30 more seconds, we might have been the one going to the Final Four. So we didn't get to the Final Four. That's the only thing we didn't do. But we did the rest of it, and we did it with hard work and effort. And I think Bruce is going to get it back to that. I really do, and I'm pulling for him.
But when you do come into this building, in this new facility, and you do see on the side that the last year for tournament appearances, that team, just what does it strike you? Did you ever think, ever cross your mind, I know you don't think about it at the time, but just looking back in hindsight, that it would be this long for this program to reach that point again?
I knew whoever takes this job is a hard job. It's a hard job. It is a hard job. I mean, you look at basketball and you look at tradition and you look at where Auburn sits. It's a very, very difficult job. I've always felt that you could do it every 4 and 5 years. Did I think in 10 years there would not be a sniff? You know, that surprised me. But it's a very difficult program to do it every single year here. And until the Auburn people realize that, if they ever get it going again, which I think they will, they need to understand that. They didn't understand it at the time. It's apparent. But the next time around, I hope they learn from it. You know, if Bruce goes to the NCAA, don't expect him to come back. You got to rebuild. You know, whereas my philosophy is you take young kids, you take freshmen, and you build them to seniors, and you get that class, and by the time the seniors have something, and you get another group, and you move them in and you move them out. That's what you have to do. You have to stay the course.